Welcome to episode number 5 of the High Quality Audio Initiative, also known as HQAI. If you like to be fly, you'll know it as HQAI. Sure, I think that works. Anyway, I'm Dan Bejarano, the host of this particular initiative, and this episode is a little different because I won't be doing the classic shtick of having people listen to the high-quality headphones that I got from Goodwill for like $3, which was a ridiculous deal because, I mean, $3 for those Audio-Technica digital monitor headphones, yeah, it's nuts. But yes, this is the countdown of the top 10 albums from my personal liking of 2014, this current year. Unless you're watching this in a different year, then it's not the current year, then it's like 2019, and things are slightly different. Oh, 2014, those were the days. I'll just remember saying those were the days in this video, and then be like, yeah, those were the days. So, yes, let's begin, shall we? Number 10 on the list is the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack, which will appear right here. Bing! There it is. Yeah, that was a soundtrack that was done with Hans Zimmer. He's a guy that did a lot of the Batman series, the most recent series, a lot of their music. So he did a lot of music for the recent Amazing Spider-Man number 2 film, which had mixed reviews, but I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the music, and that's because of the sweeping sort of orchestral sounds, the Spider-Man theme, the Gwen theme, the electro suite, all that stuff was done by him and his collaborators. So yeah, just amazing orchestral work, and just guitar work, and just in general put out a great example of a movie soundtrack and how it should be. Number 9 is Lost in the Dream by The War on Drugs. That's an album that I only heard recently when I was trying to get all this stuff together for the list. And I'd seen them in concert before, actually. They toured with Destroyer, I think, back in, what was it, 2012, 2011, something like that. So yeah, Destroyer. I really liked the album that they put out, and then seeing The War on Drugs, I believe at that same show was cool. And then I heard this latest album, and it's just every song just like on point. It's very. It's laid back. It's sort of, but it keeps building and building. Those crescendos. It's just one of those like sort of timeless kind of albums that you can listen to again and again and really appreciate what they're trying to do with it. Okay, that was number 9. Number 8, Baby Metal from the band Baby Metal, which features like 3 young Japanese girls and a metal backing band that I found out about somewhere on the internet. I don't remember exactly where. But yeah, I just started listening to them and seeing I think it was the video that really caught me. Like they had some live show in Tokyo, in some arena, and just like it was just the massive amounts of people, just everyone going up and down at once as they were like just thrashing these these metal guitars, as you hear like the shrieks of these 3 young ladies doing their thing in the meantime. Like it blended together so well, the ups and downs of metal and melodic singing, and it was a great mix, and I can't wait to see them live someday. Maybe they'll come to America at some point. And these Japanese bands, you never know when they're gonna actually jump over to America at some point. So we'll see. Number 7, La Gargola from Chevelle, and those guys I've been checking out for a long time, actually. Their album Sci-Fi Crimes is one of my favorites of all time, and I went to see them live actually before they released it in 2009. It was my post-college gift to myself. Like, I graduated college, hooray me, what an accomplishment, yada yada yada, good times. And so now let's go see this band in Hammond, Indiana, which I live in like the Chicagoland area, so not too far. Take like a shuttle bus alone to this casino place where they didn't really believe my ID was real for a second. He's like, I don't know, this guy's got like longer hair, your hair is shorter, he's not wearing glasses, you are. All right, fine. We'll let you in. We'll let you in. So I was happy about that. I was happy they actually let me into the place at all. But back to the album. Yeah, La Dragola. That is an album that has, I think, strong singles. You got like "Take Out the Gunman," which is one of my favorite songs of the year, no doubt. And "Hunter Eats Hunter," "One Ocean." That's more of a slower melodic song. A lot of it, is heavy. They try to be heavy. There's a lack of heaviness in music these days. It's just like the carnivore. They're missing like the meat of the music. A lot of the stuff is very, it just dances around the point, but not a lot of it like hammers it home. It's like bam. This is the sound that we want to make. It's hard. It's heavy. It's thrashing. It's stuff that might be a little missing in music these days. So we'll go down to number 6. Bing! Which is Weird Kids by We Are the In Crowd, who is a band that I first found out about when I went to see Yellow Card a couple years ago at the House of Blues with the Wonder Years. And they released an album around my birthday, which is February 20th, and every year I download like every album that comes out closest to my birthday, and that was one of them. And it's it's like a pop punk kind of album, but I think the whole thing kind of just blends together really well. I don't know if there's a lot of songs that stand alone, maybe, except for Windows in Heaven, I think is one that really stands out. But otherwise, it more just blends together well as like sort of a full entire piece, which is cool, because they all kind of play on the same subject of leaving home and not being the same person you were before. So I kind of related to that, I guess, in a way. You get older and people change, things change, and that kind of rang true, I thought, to me. Album number 5, the Mockingjay Part 1 soundtrack. Now this was particularly interesting because it was curated by Lord, who is actually well renowned worldwide, and it really helped because some soundtracks they kind of lag behind because they're just it's like hey, you over there, you popular band, you make a song for this movie, you do it now, we're gonna pay you money, and you just do that thing that we hired you to do, whether you like it or not, whether you have enough time to make something worth listening to. But this Mockingjay Part 1 soundtrack, I thought had a lot of great songs. There was, obviously cuts by Lord. The one Church's song, Dead Air, I thought was really cool. Very sort of electronic kind of synthesizer beats that they're known for, so they add that element to it. Kingdom with Charlie XCX, I really like. That's, very emotional kind of song. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Tinashe as well, so she's becoming more well known because people see her stuff, and it's great. Okay, next we have number 4, Hail the Apocalypse from Avatar. Boom. Yes, indeed. That is a very metal album. A lot of screaming involved, which once again, I'm a big fan of bands that try to keep things heavy. But still keep a sort of intelligible sound structure and things of that nature. So Avatar does that. Hail the Apocalypse, the actual song on that album, is so very good. It just has all those dips and dives, and it really captures your attention. Something different, it almost sounds kind of what do you call it? Very triumphant, I guess, if you want to call it that way. Call it that. It just has so much layering to it, a lot of texture in the song, just back and forth, guitars screaming, and it's great. Bloody Angel, another song off that album. It's just a lot of just brooding, just I hate you. It just goes right at you, and it doesn't pull punches, which I really appreciate. Album number 3 is the new classic by Iggy Azalea. And I know she takes a lot of flack for various celebrity drama things that I really don't care about, because the music just stands on its own as something that is awesome. Like her story, how she started out basically, with nothing. One of her songs, it's like no money, no family, 16 in the middle of Miami, like that. That's her story, That's what happened. And so she had to, scrub floors and to work very hard just to get to, just get into a recording studio, just to do anything with her talent, with her musical abilities, and it's turned out to be quite the piece of music, because it's very relatable, at least for me, because I feel like in my case, I've not been given much, and but I do have enough talent to go somewhere, and it's beautiful to see that kind of come to fruition, for someone else. It's inspiring, just to see that happen. I think that's fucking awesome, that you quiet the doubters that say you couldn't do it, and you do it. She's got the song Fancy, of course, that has risen to the top of the charts, which I'm a big fan of that song. I heard it before it got really big, and I thought, oh, that's a really cool song. People might hate it because it's like a popular song, but if a song is good enough, why not? Why not become like a really popular song? What's wrong with that? I don't know. Sometimes the cream rises to the top, right? So yeah, that song "Work" is a really cool song. It talks more about her rise to fame, and Black Widow, Impossible is Nothing was a really cool track. Change Your Life, which is one of my top songs of the year. That song really is striking. It just gets you in that kind of like laid back hip hop groove. That but also it sends a message that you once you go great, you never go good. Like once you get the best of something, you don't want to go back to just being mediocre. You want to keep trying and finding the best parts of yourself and in others. So I think that's a really cool message. So that's the new classic from Iggy Azalea at number 3. So we'll head up next to album number 2, which I actually don't have to do a thing because I've got it right here. This is album number 2, Hurray for the Riff, Raff, Small Town Heroes. And this kind of goes back to my time in New Orleans, because I went to WrestleMania weekend, actually, for WrestleMania 30 earlier this year in April. And it just shortly before that, I was listening to this band because I heard a interview with them on NPR. And they had mentioned they were from New Orleans, and they had a lot of cool, throwback qualities, and I thought that was really interesting, so I checked them out. And turns out, they're a really awesome band, headed by Linda Lee Segarra, who is right here on the cover, and this awesome cover with all the cool little stuff around her, just kind of hanging out, being all artistic and junk. And it's folky kind of just stuff that sort of, I don't know, it puts you in a certain mood, certain place, it's kind of waxes nostalgic a bit to older times, better times, and a yearning to brighten up the future, I suppose. That is a great album right there. I did get to see them live. They came to Chicago and they played at the J. Pritzker Pavilion for a free show, so I went down there, filmed a bunch of it. I'll link you to some of those videos too, because that was an excellent performance by them. One of maybe my favorite ever at the J. Pritzker Summer Music Series, and I've seen a fair amount of those. So they definitely brought it. They are very talented live. So that's number 2, Small Town Heroes, which also came out around February, I believe. Could be wrong on that one. And so here is the number 1 album, in my opinion, of this guy's point of view, Dan Bejarano, right over here, of 2014. And that is, bing, The Hunting Party from Linkin Park. Now, Linkin Park is my favorite band, so maybe I'm a little biased, but, it's music, so we all have our own different tastes. Understandable. But yeah, Hunting Party. Probably their heaviest album. And definitely worth checking out. Because a lot of fans have been asking for, where's the old Linkin Park? And, well, I don't know if they'll ever get the exact product they want from back in the Hybrid Theory and Meteor days, but what they have now is something, I think, a more mature version of the band. Wastelands kind of sounds like Rage Against the Machine a little bit. They got their kind of just, fist pumping, head bobbing kind of groove there. And yeah, that song really struck me. A Line in the Sand. Line in the Sand is like the ender of the album. It's just like a 6-minute sort of, epic piece, kind of like The Little Things Give You Away, which was off of Minutes to Midnight. That album ender that just like, it's kind of just builds and builds and then comes back down to earth, that kind of thing. Rebellion, of course, which had a guest appearance from Darren Malinky on guitar, and that makes it a really heavy song at the beginning. It sounds like System of a Down, like right off the bat. That there's something different, and that's exactly what it is. And I think it's important to mention that a lot of the tracks, they try to give it a more sort of like punk kind of feel, like War and All for Nothing. They kind of give it that. I mean, they have Paige Hamilton on one of those songs, All for Nothing, from Helmet. And they really try to get the punk aesthetic a little bit more in there. I think that's something they haven't really explored before, so they really wanted to give that a try. I mean, they're touring with Rise Against, actually, next month. So, that's probably part of the reason they had them on there, is because they want to try out a little more of a punk aesthetic. Just to see. Like, once again, the theory of a hybrid. It's clashing styles together. And just because they're doing some punk stuff now doesn't mean they'll do it forever, and who knows, we'll see what happens with the next album, when I'm sure they'll try something else again, because they're constantly evolving, which is totally awesome. Alright, so there it is. That's the 10 albums for 2014. I'm Dan Bejarano. Thank you for listening, and make sure to check out my top 31 songs of 2014. I've got a playlist that I made. I'm really proud of it. I'll link that down below as well. And you listen to that, you tell me what you think, and if I missed anything, tell me your favorite albums, 2014, and we'll have a discussion down below. All right, peace out.